Naitwa Meru Wanjiku.
Naitwa Marian.
Nikikuwa mkubwa nataka kuwa mwalimu.
Nikikuwa mkubwa nitakuwa daktari na nafurahia nikiwa Restart.
Restart has given me a chance to redeem myself in life.
It's provided me with food, shelter, clothes and education.
Many people doesn't like who you are or where you just come from. They only determine about themselves. But here in Restart, they don't determine that. They determine you. You are the only potential they have, so they're gonna give you the best shot that they have in this world.
This is East Africa's Great Rift Valley. Running through the heart of Kenya, it's farming country. Tea and coffee, flowers and vegetables are flown all over the world from this fertile swathe of land. But the Rift Valley has a darker side. Poverty is rampant, and with it, violence is never far from the surface. In 2008, a disputed election left hundreds dead and many thousands homeless. Among them were children, often left abandoned and forced to survive through begging and prostitution.
At the beginning of 2007-8, we had near civil war, and it was bad. It was so shocking, and I was so sad and so affected by it. I can't go on the streets and see children who are starving and not do something about it. How can you allow children to die? How can you allow that to happen? I can't do that.
Tens of thousands lost their homes to that conflict, and the scars are still felt to this day. But here, near the town of Gilgil, there's a sanctuary. More than 100 abused or abandoned children are living in the care of an international team of volunteers. The children are not just from the local villages. They come from far and wide, throughout the Rift Valley.
Restart started with 6 children, 6 boys in town, and it moved from 6 to 10 to 20 to 60. We're now holding up to 100 children at any given time. Most of our children have been physically abused, mentally tortured. Before coming into Restart, I would say they are from disturbed backgrounds.
The background that the children come from is poverty, and with poverty, all the complications that go with that. And the children are actually left to fend for themselves. That means they beg, they steal in the streets. The little ones don't even do that. They can't, they're too young. They're just abandoned. So these children are unloved, unwanted, and abandoned little people.
The children are referred to Restart by an official government agency through a process that's legally approved. It's not an adoption centre, but a refuge where the children are given a fresh chance to lead a better life. Restart works closely with the local community, in particular medical centres and schools, which help to bring the children into mainstream life. In the nearby town of Gilgil, children who've recently been taken in by Restart are given a thorough medical examination, as well as screening for signs of trauma.
So most children present with our facility with severe bruises, either on their faces, or on the private parts or on the lower extremities, which is a clear indication of a rape case. Some children have burn either on the face or on the body parts, which is a clear indication of assault. Apart from managing the condition or treating the child, you have also to deal with the mental trauma, which is major concern in management of children. If it is not well addressed, it can bring problems later.
Most of Restart's school-age children are admitted here, to Gilgil Hills Academy. Their fees are subsidized by the school itself.
The learners we receive through Restart Africa come from extremely poor homes and backgrounds, families which may have been broken, and children who have no hope, and some are just orphans. Coming from such extremely challenging backgrounds, some are violent, some are withdrawn, some are just angry students, and some just confused. They also come being very, very disadvantaged, in the sense that they may not have gained certain milestones in their lives and even in their school progress.
What we do is we have a home type of setup where there is an adult figure in their dormitories. We give them that structure where they know that in the morning they have to do certain things, they have to brush their teeth, they have to clean up before going to school if it is term time. And during the holidays, there is also an order or routine where they know that between this time of the morning and this time, we are supposed to move from this point to this point. We also allow them time to play and have games within themselves, but we try to bring a structure and order in them, for themselves, so that we bring them up to become normal children again.
I can tell you, when they come in, it's distressing to see them because they're crying, they're afraid, they think they're going to a similar place from where they've come. I mean, they don't know what they're coming to when they come to Restart. I can't even describe it to you, but it takes approximately 2 weeks for a little child to go from being desperately unhappy and afraid and just terrified to being laughing and happy and joyous and loving. It's extraordinary.
With time, they end up being more open. They end up being expressive about what they want. They end up being easy going with other children. They become more loving and affectionate, within themselves. So you would not tell that this child has been abused or whatever type of background they've come from.
Unlike most Kenyan foster homes, Restart is not run for profit. The home is supported by young volunteers from abroad who buy their own air tickets to come here. For some, a few weeks at Restart is a life-changing experience.
Well, we are a charity, a proper charity, a registered charity in both Kenya and UK. The money that we get in, a lot of it comes from people who've been here. I have been traveling to UK, to Australia, America for years now and talking. And what happens is, if you get 1 or 2 young people who want to come because of the information I've been giving out, they seem to put that, whatever, online, and then other young people get involved, or friends of theirs, or somebody knows somebody else who's been and enjoyed it, so they come, and that seems to be how it works. And it works really well.
So So Mary Coulson, who founded Restart, she came to do a talk at my school. And as soon as the talk ended, I knew that it was something I thought I should do. And I wanted to kind of take myself out of my comfort zone and go to a country like Kenya and kind of see what it's like. Not from my perspective as a tourist, but someone who would actually be living here. And it's just it's a unique way to see it, I guess.
Well, I heard about Restart, so Mary came to my school and spoke about it, and she shared with us some of the children's stories, which, I mean, lots of them were heartbreaking, and so I thought I'd like to give something back and help them in any way that I can, and, you know, give the children the love that they deserve.
I wanted to do something with some kind of shelter or centre for children, and then through speaking with a couple of friends that are also living here, they knew Mary themselves and knew the amazing work that she'd done, and I did some research, and once you read through their website, how can you not want to commit some time and come here and spend time with the kids?
Ich wollte schon immer an einen Ort wie Restart kommen, weil ich Kinder sehr, sehr liebe. Kinder liegen mir sehr am Herz und ich wollte schon immer ein Projekt so wie Restart machen, weil das sehr, sehr beeindruckend für mich ist.
I've only been here for a week so far and I've got 1 week left, but it definitely makes you more grateful for everything that you've got. So it's like a very humbling experience, and yeah, it makes you feel very grateful for what you have.
After hearing some of the hardships that the kids have gone through before they've come here, you wouldn't even know, just seeing how happy and positive they are and how they make the most of everything and they have such a good time. I think that will really last. It just really puts things into perspective.
Like, one of the biggest surprises was how happy they are, and you would never know anything about their backgrounds, but when you meet them, they're just happy-go-lucky people, and they just play sports in the fields, everything, always smiling, laughing, which I think is a very positive thing.
Die Kinder bringen einem auch so viel bei und zeigen einem, dass auch die kleinen Dinge im Leben wichtig sind und dass man auch die kleinen Dinge im Leben wertschätzen sollte. Und ich würde sagen, dass ich auf jeden Fall mich durch Restart sehr verändert habe.
I think it's really important that people come and see what we're doing. They actually experience it firsthand. Because young people that come from Europe and America and Australia, they think, why am I dissatisfied? Why am I unhappy? Why am I looking for something? And yet these children are so happy. And you know, they're all so loving. And that gives them another view of life on Earth. It does. It changes them, truly.
I think it's so important for people, especially somewhere like Australia, we're all so privileged to come over here and get a little bit of perspective and a reality check and just do it. It's such a good time.
Also ich werde auf jeden Fall Restart sehr, sehr in meinem Herzen tragen, denn Restart hat mich als Person auch sehr, sehr verändert. Es ist so ein wunderschöner Ort. Die Atmosphäre hier ist eine ganz besondere Atmosphäre.
I'm looking at going into marketing at uni, and so it'd be nice to maybe work with charities in the future and help to, make charities more widely seen, and then more volunteers can come and help more children and other charities like this. So it's definitely had an impact on me.
The volunteers in terms of career development have had an impact on these children. They opened or unlocked doors of belief that they can become something bigger than what they actually thought they'll be. The volunteers also help us in terms of language development, because most of our volunteers come from English-speaking countries. They have built that confidence for our children immensely from what we used to have and what we see now.
Restart Africa is a model of financial efficiency. For food, Restart's largely self-sufficient. All manner of crops are grown with support from the local community. This keeps the need for cash support to a minimum. Restart also makes its own briquettes from waste materials. These supply the kitchens, but are also sold for cash to the local community. Even the uniforms are tailored on the premises. Local people also generate funds with crafts that can be sold for cash. Even though the older children go to school during the day, everything is done to keep their minds active on the compound.
We do not offer active education system here. We feed them here, we clothe them here, but we take them to mainstream schools where we allow them an opportunity to mingle with the local community. We do not want them to be extremely sheltered, because at the end of the day, they must be allowed to mix with the community. So we take them to the local schools where they go to school and they're educated like any other children. At the moment, we have about 20 going to universities and higher education. We have one of our children in Uganda studying medicine. We have a few children in Nairobi studying architecture, business studies, and various forms of education they're going through at the moment.
Nilikuja nikiwa 13 years old. Saizi nasomea Technical University of Kenya na ninafanya muziki. So nikitoka Restart nataka kukuwa producer.
Nilikuja Restart kwa mwaka 2007 ambako kulikuwa na uchafuko wa nchi. Ndio Restart ilianza na mimi ni mmoja kati ya vijana 6 ambao waliingia Restart na nimesomeshwa na Restart. Nimeenda hadi university. Nimemaliza na mimi ni mwalimu, nimehitimu. Naona mbele kuwa maisha yangu itakuwa ya maana na mimi ni mtu tofauti kwa society. Kama singeweza kuja Restart, maisha yangu ingekuwa tofauti sana. Ningekuwa labda nimekuwa wazimu ama nimeshikwa na polisi ama nimepigwa risasi kwa sababu ya kuiba.
So nilikuwa on the street Nakuru. Since I was little, I didn't know where I was born. Maisha yangu ilikuwa tu mbaya. I was just traveling around the street begging for food and for money until the 2007 crisis.
As they embarked on the 300-kilometer journey from Limuru to Laikipia West,
nilikuwa na bro, tulikuwa wadogo, then we got separated. So nilikuwa namtafutaga tu. I don't know, it's God direction akanipeleka Gilgil town. Nikasikia kuna hiyo children's home inaitwa Restart. Nikaenda hadi huko. Usiku ilikuwaga usiku kitu saa 5 hapo hivyo. Nikafika kwa gate. One of the staff alikuja akanichukua. Wakaenda wakaniosha, wakanipatia food, clothing. At that moment I was maybe 11 years, I don't know, 11, 10 there. And since I have never gone to school, so I really needed to go to school to learn and to improve my life. So nikakuja nikajua kuna course yenye inadili na mambo na kuchora nini vitu kama hizo. So nikajipata nimependa tu mambo na kuchora manyumba, vitu kama hizo, kudeal na land. So nikajipata tu niko within the jurisdiction. Kama singekuwa hii place niko sahi, maybe hata ningekuwa nimeuawa. Back then we used to to do a lot of drugs, like sniffing glue, like cigarettes, wizi, vitu kama hizo. But sahi, I thank God niko hapa. Mi kwanza message ya my mom, Mother Mary, nasema tu asante for this far, penye amenitoa na penye amenifikisha, jai niachilia by the way. So nasijai lack kitu yote. And to the staff, nasema tu, as in they look on me.
I have been here for 11 years now, and my perception has significantly improved in terms of my view of upbringing. Because as a local person, we are brought up very differently. You know, the parents were allowed to use physical punishment, where they would ask you to lie down and get whooped. We do not beat our children here. I do not beat my children. My view of love is also very different. Love is for me, goes beyond gifting. Love is a two-way traffic. Love is the affection. Love is what you want this child to become and how you bring them up. Love is not just the expressiveness of saying I love you, but how you treat them. And this is what I have learned since I came here.
This country and also this continent, and indeed I believe the world, needs restarts. The need is enormous. And we have the answer, we found the answer. And we found the answer through love and care and understanding and patience and praise. That's what we've done. And a lot of volunteers go back and they tell their fathers, their mothers, and because of the empathy they have with what we're doing, they will send a donation. And I'm not sure you can come to Restart and experience it and not want to give something. I believe truly, from the depths of my soul, that every child that leaves Restart changes society.